What's up?
What's going on, everybody? Avik and Wall-E back again. We did our little Bioshock Infinite thing. Now we're moving on to Assassin's Creed Revelations. Boy, we're going through some really big titles here.
Yeah, there's a lot of big stuff coming out this fall, and the previews, demos, and trailers are just coming out of the woodworks right now.
Oh, yeah.
So let's get into this one.
Absolutely. So what you're about to see is the full E3 2011 walkthrough in its full HD glory. But one thing that sets this game apart from the first one is, or any of this Assassin's Creed before, is the fact that this is kind of like where how Metal Gear series kind of ended with Snake being all old and stuff. This is Ezio's final deal, so it's him at his prime. He's a master at what he does. So his combat and all the tools that he's basically, tools and abilities that he's got over time. This is him at his peak, his best, and this might be his last mission.
And that's what kind of has me super excited, because it's just sort of like a character who we all know and love at his absolute pinnacle. Like, this is when he should be his most badass. And everything we've seen so far just really demonstrates how they've upped the badass level.
Now, what they're trying to say here is, first and foremost, this takes place in a brand new location, Constantinople, and it's going to be the biggest the series has ever yet had in terms of the land and the expansion, because now there's ships, there's water, there's pieces of islands and stuff that the series has never really approached before, and you guys are going to see a lot of that in this video. So here you go, look at Ezio. He's old. He has all the crazy gear crafted for him by people like Leonardo da Vinci, to all the rich men in the world that he's helped. But like I said, this is him at his peak. They're talking about this chain that realistically happened back in time, where in Constantinople they used that chain to not allow ships in and out. It's kind of like a defense thing. So, basically, Ezio needs to get the heck out, and he needs to use a ship to get out, and he needs to break that
at the height of the 16th century Ottoman Empire.
So one of the things that they introduced just right there that you guys saw was
it was considered the crossroads of the world.
Yeah.
Players will be immersed
and
in
last game they introduced a gun
full of contrasting cultures
awesome.
and architecture.
It was one of the best things they've ever added.
Assassin's Creed game.
In this one, here you go. Check out how the grenade
explosive is one of the many new bombs that Ezio can craft using elements collected throughout the city.
So that's one of the new cool things you're going to be able to do. On top of that, the combat is now above and beyond where it should be, but they're doing something new.
Ezio's instincts.
Now you can fight in Eagle Vision. You could actually do this in Brotherhood, but they're emphasizing it a lot more in this game. So you can play as stealthy as possible without getting hit, because he is a master. Again, they want to make sure people understand this guy is not a superhero. He's just a master at what he does,
preventing any ships from
which is being the greatest assassin of all time.
For sure. And one of the things, from my perspective, what I love so much about the Assassin's Creed game is the story and how they give it to you. And you can already tell, just the animations and the voice acting looks like it's really kind of taken a step up big time, which is huge, because this is not a game where you're just running around shooting. You really need to be immersed in it. And the better the story is, the voice acting, the animations, particularly the animations, the more immersive it is, and this is just
more efficient.
Looks so smooth.
Yeah, and this is all in game. It's just brilliant. So one of the things they're talking about is that new little hook thing that Ezio has on his little right, arm. Under his wrist. So not only can you use it for platforming, but you could also use it for combat, that you guys just saw, and it just makes him as brutal as ever.
Ezio will use it to his advantage.
So this is one of the new things. Back in the days, they actually had this technology to shoot flames from a ship, believe it or not. And here's Ezio just causing havoc and just making sure all these ships are cleared out of the way, so his ship can get out. He can get out with it. Is he going to be able to escape? We're about to find out. So again, this game is great at what it does, because much like Bioshock Infinite, there's no loading. So what you're seeing is all in game. even though this is a cutscene. But look at this. This is a cutscene,
Ezio
right?
really needs to get on that ship before it leaves without him.
This is gameplay. You're playing. So that's seamless. I love that.
And see, what we saw in BioShock was seamless in the sense that it was never anything but gameplay.
Right.
This is doing seamless cuts between cinematics and gameplay. And that's something that the Uncharted series did really, really well. That they're bringing into this, and I love to see that because, again, it's that whole immersion thing. And the gameplay is really big, but for me, my perspective is all story-based, and I love the improvements that you can see just in this demo. I almost have nothing to say because I'm so immersed in the story here watching this. It's pretty intense.
Well, speaking of the story, Assassin's Creed 1 started off and it introduced Altair, this is Ezio. It's a completely different character. Where we're at in the storyline, Assassin's Creed 2 introduced Ezio, 3, which was Brotherhood, followed his storyline along instead of Altair's. By the way, check this out. Ooh.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
I love it.
So with that being said, this is going to be that bridge that maybe Ezio and Altair maybe meet for the first time ever, even though they were in different eras. It's going to be a really interesting thing to see how they bring Altair back into the story.
So the question I think a lot of people kind of have at this, and I think it's kind of obvious, but just to lay it out plain and simple, is this a sequel to Brotherhood, or is this like a full, finally, like Assassin's Creed 3?
Here you just got a glimpse of
that's a
last
very
stand
difficult
against the
question.
Templars
I
in
think this
Constantinople.
is not the last of the Assassin's Creed
is the final chapter
series.
of Ezio's trilogy.
It's the
that
final
will bring
chapter
his and
for
Altair's stories
Ezio's
to a
adventure.
close.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they come back with Assassin's Creed 3. And why wasn't this called Assassin's Creed 3 Revelations? They would have labeled it 3, I believe. Oh, this is some cool stuff right here, by the way. Check this out. So Desmond, now what you're seeing here is really cool. So what that is Desmond apparently throughout your storyline, you'll be able to play as him much like you can throughout the Assassin's Creed series. That's supposed to be something where he's trying to figure out his shattered mind and put the pieces back together.
Who's other dude in the cover there?
That's Altair.
That's Altair. See,
yep.
That's subtle.
It looks like he's flipping.
He does. He's like,
where
is my sequel?
What's
this Ezio crap? I want mine. I want Assassin's Creed Altair.
Right. Just to be kind of speculative here, I have a feeling that halfway through the game, Altair is going to take over. But we'll see. Again,
if putting him right there on the Signature Edition cover definitely is a hint, nudge, about something.
Yeah.
And you know what? Is maybe if this is like part 3 of that 2 Brotherhood and Revelations trilogy, and then Altair, this sort of bridges back over to him, and then he can kind of close out his trilogy to close out like a giant 6-game Assassin's Creed sort of franchise.
Sweet?
That would be a really nice sort of structure. Or maybe even not. Maybe Altair is the next game, and they bring in someone else in the next game, and then it branches off again for a couple years, and then comes back, and like he's just sort of the centerpiece, and you can kind of keep going off. Because that's one of the things with the Assassin's Creed games is they've been building just a large universe that is not just 1 or 2 people. Like there is a lot of places they can go with this.
A lot of places, a lot of like the time spans are like literally Ezio's. You go through his lifespan, so you go from him being 20 years old, young in Assassin's Creed 2, all the way to where he's now like mid-50.
Yeah.
And still doing his thing, rocking it with everything that he has left.
Fantastic. Now that was really cool, but just today they came out with the brand new trailer over at Gamescom.
Yep.
So let's watch that. We got that. Look at that. We are fantastic. Production design.
Dude, you guys got to see this, by the way.
This is fantastic.
Phenomenal stuff. Yeah. This is where they really, really showcase the similarities of Altair and Ezio, and it's amazing. Of course, you could dance to it.
Yeah, no, it's good. I like that little dubstep sound to it, which is great for this. It's not just a thing they decided to do. It makes sense structurally and cinematically for the story because it is sort of got this futuristic modern day kind of bent to it, and you're kind of like looking back on it. So having something kind of like dubstep really kind of just. It's a nice little subtle nod to the franchise. Because people, if you've never played this game, you might have only seen the commercials and stuff. You can think, oh, this is a period game and all you are in the past. And that's really not the case.
Right.
You do your fair share of stuff in present day as you're discovering the story of these assassins.
Look how beautiful that shot is, by the way.
The symmetry
there.
Altair
on the right and Ezio on the left. So beautiful. So they're emphasizing the hook a lot in terms of platforming, and they already confirmed that you could latch the hook onto almost physically any wall. So if you're free falling, you're falling to your death, you could use that to latch onto any wall, which is sweet. Again, the fact that you could also use it in combat and all the new different combat variations in terms of you can have finish guys quickly or finish them with style. Do that stuff. Cool.
It's just a really great job of just sucking you into the beauty of the game. This thing looks fantastic.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Easily one of the most artistic games. Oh, that was Desmond, by the way.
Yeah.
Well,
again, just that little flash in there. So it's more to it than just these assassins. Just a little bit subtle.
This video is really well done and really gets me hyped. November 15th. November is like a massive month. Man, this is going to be awesome.
You know, we saw and we said it back in the last video we did for BioShock Infinite, Game of the Year 2012 potentially. Assassin's Creed Revelations, we might be looking at 2011's potential Game of the Year.
Potential.
It looks ever so fantastic.
There's so many games coming out, though. Uncharted 3 is going to be a huge competitor. See, the thing with this game is if it was only a single-player game, it would have been a contender, absolutely. But the fact that now they have multiplayer, and me being somebody who played Brotherhood online multiplayer a lot, once I saw the upgrades that they have multiplayer-wise in Revelations, the new lobby system, new partying up system, new upgrades, new balance issues that they address, like people aren't going to be like camping on the roofs anymore.
Yeah.
They penalize you for that stuff. All this stuff just wrapped up into a bundle. Look at that. Exclusive single-player missions that you're going to get, of course. Weapon capacity upgrades. All this stuff is great, right? Animated short film, cool, whatever. At the end of the day, bottom line is this game is going to be a fantastic campaign. It's going to be unique for every single player that plays because of how expansive the game is in terms of doing secondary missions, side missions, third missions, downloadable content, the sewer stuff, the dungeons. If you want to 100% this game, I played Brotherhood. I tried 100% it. It took me about 100 hours. It's a long game.
Yeah.
So
and this one looks to be more of the same.
It looks to be more.
It's showing nothing but bigger, broader, more, and just it's great. I'm excited for it. So Assassin's Creed Revelations, that'll be coming out November 15th, right in the middle of the worst month in the history of video game pocketbooks.
Yeah, get ready to show off around $400.
It's not going to be easy. But you know what? This is one you're going to need to get. Definitely. I mean, just look at that.
I agree.
So there you go. We will be covering this game fully when it comes out, so do look out for that. If you are excited about any particular aspect, or you want to chat with us, geek out about what you just saw, throw some comments down. We'll totally interact, and we'll have some good time because this game is amazing looking, and I cannot wait. It's been fun. Avik, Wall-E. Follow us on Twitter.
Later, dudes. Good stuff.
Bye.
Better get this game.